speak first about Alibhai-Brown and the veil.
Fundamentally, the state has no role in telling people what they can and cannot wear, except in very, very specialised circumstances, in an operating fit or some, extreme cases. Otherwise, you can wear what you would like to wear, I can wear what I would like to wear. If you are being coerced into something, that's a different issue. That's about coercion, which shouldn't be happening. But you can wear what you want to wear, unless, as I say, there's really special circumstances.
No. And this is what I've said in response to the fact that, the Sun is now lecturing me about feminism. So here we go. My feminist heart doesn't leap with joy when I see a woman covered from head to toe, nor does it leap at bare breasts in national newspapers. Banning the veil from classrooms and courtrooms can only leave vulnerable women more isolated and less empowered.
I cannot bear this idea that we are not allowed to talk about something that is not in any of our sacred texts. I repeat, this covering of the face is not in a single sacred text. If you really believe this is free choice, would you be happy if your daughter made it? I ask this question to all of you in the audience. Would you not find arguments to tell your daughters that to show your face is very important in any society?
Face-to-face contact is important. In certain places, like banks, you can't go in wearing a helmet. In shops, there are certain restrictions. And if a society is going to be cohesive, those within that community should try and work with the rest of that society whilst recognising cultural differences.
What do you think about the lobbying bill, Sandra?
I'm on the Joint Committee on Human Rights. We have said, slow down, government. We want to look at this bill, please. We want to look at it and report to you so you can take into account what we think about it. And we're waiting for an answer to that question. But it is exactly an example in why, and I say this as a liberal who, like you, Shami, like Liberty, argues that by and large we should legislate less, not more. That when we decide to legislate, we should do it carefully and cautiously and on as cross-party basis as possible, so that at least when we get the bill, we know what it means and we mean what it knows, and we at least get it as good as we can. We are doing a bit of a recovery action to try to rescue it.
One of the great glories of our politics, there are many, one of the great glories of our politics, as American politics, is the limitation on party and candidate spending at election time. In fact, you can't take out ads on television and party election broadcasts and so on. It's not a perfect system. But anybody who's ever looked at what happens in America, where politics and public debate is utterly distorted by money. So it seems to me that the bill has is a complete mess in terms of the specifics, and those need to be changed. But we need better specifics, not no rules and no limitations.
But there's so much more we haven't yet got done, we still need to do. But we did kill the comms data bill off. We did stop that from happening, and that was a great achievement.
So we fought off the great bill, but they've been snooping on everybody on both sides of the Atlantic anyway, so it makes us look slightly ridiculous, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, my view, quite frankly, is that the Home Office misled us on what there was. I mean, the Home Secretary won't say whether she knew or not. But yes, it's absolutely astonishing what they're able to do. It has huge impacts for privacy. The stuff about breaching internet security also means that banking is suddenly unsafe. There are huge issues. And one of the problems is it's very hard to get debate going.
Well, let's start with the privacy versus state security. It isn't and never will be an complete either or. I do not believe in an approach which says, well, you've nothing to hide, you've nothing to be afraid of. A liberal friend of mine once said to me, there should be a limit to what the state knows about the citizen in a free society. And I believe that. I believe passionately in the European Convention on Human Rights as one of the most important documents that have been produced by a generation who had first-hand experience of what goes wrong when the power of the state goes wrong. And I think it is an argument that we should take to the country, and we should take it as part of something that we're proud of. And I can, as far as I'm concerned, all ministers are birds of passage. So remember that. Wherever I am, and whatever I'm doing, I will be fighting for the Human Rights Act and for the ECHR, because they are so very important to making us a civilised country.
So you're the deputy leader of this party. If there were another home parliament, would principles like that feature in potential rotations and conversations and negotiations between different parties?
My answer to your direct question, Shami, is I've written down something which I'm probably not going to mention right now. For me, it is a red line. I'm absolutely...
It's fantastic to hear these principal commitments. The problem with our society is they love human rights for some people and not others. And the argument is, how do you persuade them, which Shami does very well, that you can't have the one without the other?